Alright, let's check into the present energy. Your creativity and your imagination is going to be at a balanced whole. I feel like you're going to find yourself taking small steps, and it's like your creativity and your imagination is going to broaden even like wider the more small steps that you take towards opening up to this creativity and imagination that you have. You can be a fire sign. Know that there's a need for positive thinking at this time in order for you to manifest your goals, especially positive thinking when it comes to the creativity, or I should say acting on the creativity and your imagination. Your life is going to be taking a direction towards positive transformation as you take the small necessary steps. You've been in a place of feeling like you weren't growing, like you didn't have the personal growth, or your life wasn't being moved in a positive direction, and that your manifestations wasn't coming through. And it's like you also feel like it was out of something not having fairness. There is some healing that needs to take place. I really feel like you just want to be taking small, necessary steps when it comes to taking action on your creativity and your imagination, as well as when it comes to your life heading in a positive direction. I'm not saying that it's not in a positive place right now, but I do feel like it's some things that you have not been working on. Like you have not been working on healing. You have not been working on self-love. You have not been working on really maintaining positive thinking so that your life can change, instead of viewing something as it not having fairness when it comes to you not seeing an outcome. It affects your manifestations. It affects the way that you want these goals to come in for you because of thinking in a negative way. And it's some time to do some healing around yourself, that is, healing around when it comes to how you show up for yourself, when it comes to how you pour into yourself, how you love yourself. All those things are going to open up, I feel like, so many doors for you, for things to start going in a positive direction. This is something that you've been putting off. It's been time for you to uncover what's deep within yourself and find out about unknown aspects of yourself and just within your life. But this is something that you have not been willing to step forward into. You have not been willing to surrender to certain things so that you can step forward. Instead, it's like you would rather act like you don't know exactly what needs to be done, when I feel like you may have had a little bit of knowing of what needs to be done on your end in order for you to even feel a bit of change in your life. I feel like you may have even known that it was some significant life choices that needed to be made, but instead you chose not to make them. And because of not making the necessary choices that needed to be made, it's almost like you place yourself in this place of unfairness because of not willing to take the time to do what you need to do when it comes to the work that needs to be done. And it's like you tapping into this creativity is going to be a part of you doing the work that needs to be done in regards to your healing. It's going to be your way of expressing your love for whatever this creativity is. Yeah, like I said, with new beginnings, opportunities, and talents. Like I said, I feel like this is something that is going to open up doors for you. You can be a feminine that is operating out of an unconscious state of being right now. And that has you feeling blocked spiritually. But this creativity and you taking the necessary small steps and really doing the healing work towards what needs to be healed is going to have new beginnings, and it's going to bring you that inner stability, because you've been putting this off for some time, and your hard work and the endurance that you're going to put into this is going to pay off for you. But you've been putting some things off for some time because of just being in self-doubt. But instead, take the opportunity to find some resourcefulness so that you can act on this creativity that you're sitting on. Resourcefulness even when it comes to how can you start healing? How can you start to show more love and gratitude to yourself? How can you start to express yourself, be more nurturing to yourself? I feel like this is a rebirth, yeah. This is you going down, going down a new path. Where this feeling of unfairness and not having that personal growth, things not working out in your favor, just feeling stuck and stagnant, that's going to come to an end, and you're going to find yourself headed down a new path, and it's going to have so many new beginnings for you. You're going to be in a place of having that inner stability that's going to have you comfortable with being independent. It's going to have you not be so not have so much self-doubt when it comes to yourself. It's going to be times where you may second guess things, but this independence and the inner stability that you have is not going to allow you to second guess yourself as much and have as much self-doubt as you do, because you're going to understand that you actually have the ability to manifest your desires through this positive thinking. Because at one point, I feel like either this is now, where it's like you may think of things in a negative way when things don't work out. Instead of looking at it, instead of turning a negative into a positive, it's like, why me? Or why did this not work out? How something is unfair. Just a lot of negative thinking. But I feel like you're going to change that around. And you're going to find yourself on the correct path of where you need to be in order for you to achieve the material, financial, and the spiritual abundance that you've been stagnant on. You just have to trust that your inner wisdom and your angels are guiding you to your success. Like I said, it's going to be small steps that you take. And it's going to open up that inner stability. It's going to open you up so much that you're going to realize that you are actually growing. as a person. When it comes to your mindset, and that's going to start shaping your reality. You're going to start to see the balance of your spiritual and your material life, where at one point it felt like it was stuck and it was stagnant. So yeah, this is like an urge for you to change and overcome the fear that is involved when it comes to you having to surrender. Because if you're still choosing not to make the choice around this significant life change, well, the significant life choice that needs to be made, choosing not to surrender, choosing, well, you're going to do it when you feel like it's time. It would never be the right time for you. This is right now. The right time for you is right now, because this is your present position when it comes to what you are dealing with. So the opportunity is here, but it's only once you make the decision to actually step forward into creating this life that you want for yourself.